What's up guys, Assalamu alaikum and Eid Mubarak. Today is Eid al-Adha and we're making a special feast for a special occasion. Today alongside me is my guest Asif Uncle.
Hello Mama.
And today we're going to be making our special twist on the famous Ilish Polao. Our recipe is going to be a little different from the traditional version. We're going to be using Uncle's recipe, which is more kachi style, which is using the raw fish inside the pulao to get the most flavor. So let's get started. We've got the rice right here. What kind of rice is this, Uncle?
This is chinigura. We washed it and we cleaned it and then we dried it. We didn't soak it, but we cleaned it properly to get the starch removed. And now it's being dried. So I have about 8 cups of rice here.
Yep, so we got our rice all cleaned up and washed here. We've got some fresh Ilish mas.
Okay, so let me tell about the fish. We cut and clean the fish and then we kind of did a little bit of marination. We used 1/4 cup of yogurt with some fried onions and a little bit of cumin and coriander powder and mustard oil. So we blended all those in a blender and then we took the paste and we kind of rubbed it on the fish and we kept it overnight this time, but it could be relatively less time also. But that has been marinated already.
Alright, so that's the fish and the rice done and we're prepared. And to start off our recipe, we're going to start off with the rice, which is the pulao.
Okay, so for the pulao, we're going to cook it the traditional way. I have a big pot and I'm frying onions there. So they're all the diced onions and I'm going to add some vegetable oil in there. I have taken some diced onion and in a hot pan, I'm frying the onion with some vegetable oil. We will add some mustard oil later on, but to saute it or to fry it, we're using the mustard oil. So I'm gonna fry it for about 3 or 4 minutes or until it gets a little light brown. And then I'm gonna add some more ingredients to it. Okay, so we're back. So we had been frying the onions, so it's done to a point that I can add the next ingredient. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm adding here. So it's kind of fried, it's not all the way fried. That's what I wanted because I'm gonna fry something else here and then it will get a little more fried than this. So at this point, I'm gonna add some bay leaves or tejpata. I'm gonna add some cinnamon sticks. I'm gonna add some cardamoms or allots, some lobongos or cloves, okay? And then I'm gonna give it a heat just enough to get the aromas out of the spices. Not too much, maybe a minute or so. And then once the aromas are out, then I'm gonna add the rice and then fry it a little bit. So that's kind of like the traditional way we cook pulao at our home. So that's the same concept. Nothing is new here. It could be done in any different variations or variants. I have some ginger paste here. I'm gonna add a little bit of ginger paste, just a little bit. Okay, and now I'm frying all the ingredients here. Maybe 30 more seconds. Then I'm gonna add the rice, which was already pre-washed. They don't have any water because they were drained, so we can fry it a little bit. So which I'm gonna pour it down. So for my cooking, I took 8 cups of rice. You can do whatever amount you would like to cook for your purposes. Okay, so rice is added. I'm gonna increase the volume a little bit and I'm gonna fry it. Now, while the rice is being cooked or fried, I am actually boiling water on a separate pan. So the idea is to add the water, hot water, so the temperature maintains, it doesn't go down. That's the purpose. For the calculation purposes, as I mentioned, we have 8 cups of rice here. We could have taken any cup of water between 1.5 to double. Just to be safe, I used in between 12 and 16. I actually put 14 cup of water there. So they are actually boiled. So I lowered the volume, so I'm gonna maintain the temperature. So when I'm ready to add the water, they're still hot. So that's being said, let me scale the rice a little bit. Now I have not added any salt yet, so it will be easier to add this salt and taste it when the water is there. So we're gonna wait for that, and I hope I don't forget that. So let's continue frying the rice. So in theory, what I was told when I was little, the more frying you do, or more time you take, the rice become more fluffy or separated. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So hopefully that's true, but I'm not sure. But I'm trying to get at least good frying here. So rice are all hot and warm and a little bit changed in color. And as I mentioned, the volume is high, and I have to keep an eye that it's not getting burned at the bottom. So I'm constantly steering it as I go. And at this point, we also are gonna preheat the oven. So if someone can please preheat the oven at 350.
All right, thanks Asif Uncle. Right now we're gonna preheat the oven, bake 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're gonna set that preheating. And then once it's preheated, we're gonna put all those ingredients together and put them inside the oven.
All right, so we're back. So I think the rice is done. So we can move to the next step. And before I go there, I'm going to show you the rice. And this is what I wanted to get to. Now I'm not going to tell you how long, how many minutes you have to do it. It depends on what's the amount of rice you're preparing or intensity of your heat. So there's no fixed time. It will varies between amount and the intensity, right? So all I can tell, like when the rice looks a little bit brownish, and then if you touch them, you feel that they are warm or more than warm, then you know that the rice is ready. So now at this point, you can go ahead and add the water. So as I mentioned before, I measured the water. It could be anything 1.5 times to 2 times of your amount of rice. I took 14 cup of water for 8 cup of rice, and they're warm. They're boiling, and I'm gonna actually add to the rice. And before I do that, I want to make sure that my stove is in full volume, because I want to get it cooked very quickly. So here is the water, here is the rice. With the high volume, I'm adding it. So that's the benefit of using the hot water. It gets started cooking immediately, so you don't have to wait for the water to get hot. It's already hot. So while the rice is getting cooked or boiled, we're gonna add salt here. Start with small amount and taste, and then if you need more, you can add. Okay, so I like the salt that I have it here. Maybe a little bit maybe. Okay, so I added salt, and the rice is getting boiled. At this point, I'm gonna actually add some mustard oil. Well, when I cook the onion or fry the onion, I didn't add the mustard oil because I don't want to have the oil to be cooked for a long time. So to retain some of the flavor of the mustard oil, I'm gonna add it at this point, and I'm gonna add a little bit more maybe when I finally put it in the pan for the baking, the last step. So here I'm gonna wait for this one to get done. So the idea is I'm gonna let it cook in a very high heat until the waters gets evaporated or they're all dried up. The moment that's done, I'm gonna swap it in a pan, put the fish or add the fish in between of the rice, and then put it in the oven, get it cooked or baked. Okay, so the oven is already preheated at 350. I have the pan that I'm gonna be using. So that's also kind of hot. I'm gonna take a butter stick and I'm gonna rub it. So the idea is so the rice don't get stick to the pan. So just to make it a little bit oily before I dump the rice in here. Okay. So hopefully that will help. Now I'm going back here. So I'm gonna be waiting a little bit more to get all the water evaporated from here. So the rice is not fully cooked yet, so it's just water is gone. We're gonna put it in the oven. We're trying to make a layer here. Remember the fish? They're 100% raw. They haven't been cooked yet. I'm gonna place it here. The idea is to get the fish cooked, baked. We call it the bhapa with bhape. So we will retain as much flavor as we can possibly get out of this fish. I'm gonna add some green chili, all the marination. I'm gonna put it on the top, and then we're gonna dump the remaining rice here. I'm gonna add a little bit of mustard oil on the top. We put the rice, we added the fish in between the layer, and then we covered it as tight as possible. Remember, the fish was raw, and then we're gonna stick it to the oven. Okay, so let's try 375 at least for 3 minutes. Based on the smell or something, maybe 5 minutes later, I'm gonna bring it down to 350 or even lower. But I wanna get some extreme heat generated at the beginning so it gets cooked with the steam. So if we don't have enough heat to begin with, the steam will not get produced. So we'll come back.
Alright, so we've just cooked it in there for 10 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. This got a lot of bhap or steam, and that steam helped cook the ilish mas. This steam is now ready to be slow cooked, so now we're going to change this temperature down to 325 degrees. And now it'll be slow cooking at that rate for 30 minutes. So we're just going to leave that there and wait until it's done.
Alright, so we baked it for 10 minutes at 375. We have baked it at 325 for 20 more minutes. So total 30 minutes of cooking. Let's open it up and find out what's happening. Alrighty. This is an experiment by me. I never have done it this way with raw fish. So please don't laugh at me. So it looks like it's done. So I'm gonna try to take it in a dish.
What? It's done? Wait,
Looks like the.
Wait, what? Alright, so we have just plated the pulao. We have it in this really big tray. We put some beresta over it, which is just fried onion, just for decoration and for extra flavor. And yeah, so we just put it in there for 20 minutes. We're only 30 minutes, unless your fish is not done properly or you want more heat. Then you can add for 10 more minutes inside 325 degrees. Other than that, I think we are ready and we're ready to serve.
Alright, the food is ready. It's gonna be served.
Alright. Thank you.
Yes. Ujjwal bhai.
Thank you.
Bhabhi number 1.
Oh, thank you.
And Bhabhi number 2.
Thank you.
Please try.
Alright.
Tell the people if it's good, bad, or ugly.
This is the Ilish. Very soft. Smells really nice.
Tastes good.
It's very good.
Oh, thank you.
It's very good.
Thank you.
I can smell the mustard oil and the fish. The flavor is very nice. Good job, guys.
Thank you. Enjoy.
You did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy, guys.
So there you have it. That's how you make your own Asif Uncle style Ilish Polao, which we use bhap and kachi style mixed all in together, and we created this hybrid that, as you can see, it's pretty good. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.